Greetings, guys. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Monette. This is my channel, Evolve with Monette. For those of you that are new here, I am a professional intuitive empath. So good to share energy with you. Come on in. Thank you for inviting me in, guys. Have a stay. If you're interested in working with me, you can find my website information below in the description box. Anything I channel in this video, any pertinent teaching aids, you'll find that there too. All right, guys, let's get into this. The moon and you. The moon and you. This year, I would love to challenge each one of us in the Earth Angel Collective to really maximize these very natural cycles and natural things that we have. It may be foreign to you, especially if you come from a place of indoctrination of various things where that may seem paganistic or whatever. There's a lot of words, but here's what we can't argue. Our body is made up of, what, 70-something% water, and the moon literally rules our oceans and tides. So we are affected by this. We have a full moon coming up right now, January 13th, and it's a full moon in Cancer. And I want to talk to you about how you can use the moon to manifest. Okay, so we'll go through each one of the zodiac signs. I don't know if I'm going to break it up into videos or I'm going to do just one, but because this is the one where we're at, we'll start here. Let's start at the very beginning of a new year. A very good place to start. I'm wearing a bit of a lotus energy here and some moons that are kind of like, you know, descending moons, and a lotus here. The lotus actually has to do with the moon too, as it has to do with blooming process and the rest, but also about growing in a dark place. So there are some things to be said here. With this full moon that's coming up on January 13th, a full moon in Cancer, you are going to be asked to do some trifecta sacrificing. So we'll talk about that. But let's talk first about why the moon wants you to do that, or what you can use the moon for regarding it. So I have my handy dandy notes here, so bear with me, guys. All right. So let's see here. So when you're dealing with a full moon, it's really important to pinpoint exactly what you want. A lot of people think that new moon is for creation. You know, I study with some astrologers and we are often talking about that. The full moon really is when you can pinpoint what you want, and you want to pinpoint it down to a specific singularity, guys. We have so many multiple lunar moon cycles, and this is something that, you know, I put elites as one of my notes because the elites use astrology and they use these things, and certain things only happen at a certain time. Even the ritual that just happened recently with the Pope, there's a certain time frame in a day, and there's a reason why these things are chosen. Oh my goodness, that scared me. Hold on one second, guys. There's a reason why these things are chosen. That scared me. There's a reason why these things are chosen. So anyway, with the elites there, we use certain moons. And it's going to be important because what we're doing is looking at what's on the dark side of the moon. So what you want to do is flip it and then make some sacrifices, and you will be able to use the moon to manifest. So if we're talking about a full moon in Cancer, Cancerian energy, when it's not highly vibrating, is associated with emotions, like being maybe over emotional. So what you would want to sacrifice, here's the best way that I can say it if you want a quick key. You want to look at what the negative aspects are of any moon sign. We all have a moon sign. Go to any Cafe Astrology is the first one. I think I have a link in my about page if you want to go run your own chart so you can know where your moon sits. So you want to look at the place where your moon sits and then see what the negative traits are that are associated with that sun sign or moon sign, right? So if you are Cancer, emotions is an area that they may struggle with, right? So if I'm talking about a trifecta of sacrificing, you want to sacrifice one of the negative traits that might be found under the sign of whatever moon sign it's in, right? So like right now it's Cancer, so read through what Cancers don't do well, or what it's tough for Cancers to process or whatever, and you want to sacrifice that. You also want to identify something you want to manifest. So there's 2 points of the trifecta, and the third point has to do with you making sure to do something that's positive as the second half of the sacrifice, if you will. So of sacrificial giving, if you will. So the sacrifice advice and work on it. So like for Moon and Cancer specifically, there is a tendency to be maybe over emotional. So even for how it's affected me in this month, I had a moment where I wanted to just be like, you know what? I'm checking out. I did life. I'm done. And not checking out, but just meaning like feeling overwhelmed, right? And feeling like I just wanted to have a pity party for a few minutes. That's what I mean. That level of it. And I knew that it was a moon in Cancer. So what I did instead was I said, you know what I don't want to do is work right now, which is usually a default for me and a comfort zone, right? But I didn't actually want to work. I wanted to lay down. I wanted to be sad. I wanted to feel my emotions and all the rest of it. And instead, I got to business and I meal prepped and I did other things and I took care of myself. I did some self-care to shift my energy, and I did what was more stoic and the opposite of the energy that Cancerian in its lowest form. The angels must agree that that's what needed to be done. What the angels in its lowest form would have done. Okay? I did what Cancer in its lowest form would have usually done, which is just kind of like sit in my emotions. But I kind of like understood, I'm under spiritual attack right now. I understand what's going on. And the only way for me to course correct it is for me to attack it head on, which is to not do. So what I have given up in this month is allowing my emotions to overtake me, as that is the proclivity of a moon in Cancerian energy. Because the other side of moon, or the word luna, lunacy, meaning moon and then mother, but also insanity. When your emotions are running awry, you're not making sound decisions. So I got so much done in the day that I felt all of those emotions versus me just succumbing to the momentary mini depression of whatever my situation was, because I sacrificed the indulgence of being in that mood, because that's what rules this moon in Cancer. And then the other thing that I would do is sacrificially give extra energy or time to someone that might need whatever, if it's about talking about a situation. Like I had a neighbor that needed that was recommending or actually sending a client that may need some help or whatever the case may be, and I want to make sure to attend to that need and that opportunity, because I know that by giving good advice for someone to help clear their mind, then that's recognized. So then I have the thing that I'm working on manifesting this month. And with those three powers combined of giving up a vice, which would be to lean into self-indulgent self-pity, then giving loving advice and clarity to someone else that may need that, and then also manifesting what I'm working on, I'm sure to see it come to fruition, because I did sacrificial giving and I did sacrificial living, and then I was pinpointing what I wanted to be manifesting. So if you have a moon in Cancer, it's not too late. The moon placement energy, it goes a few days before and a few days after. So if you see this today, and even if you don't see this till the end of this month, you still can do a day of this, and it will be something where you will see benefits from it. So give up something, give something, and focus specifically on what you want to bring in. Okay? That is what you would do if you're a Cancer. We'll lightly run through the others, so that way you can hear about your zodiac sign. So if you're a Gemini ruling the airwaves, mercurial energy, communication, it could rule gossip and slander in a lower vibration, mental acuity in the high vibration, anxiety in the lower vibration. So what you would want to do if you had a full moon in Gemini, and let's do this first before I continue. Actually, I'll go in the order that the moons are coming in. Okay, let's do that. Let's have a little bit of order and organization. My internal Virgo just poked me and said, what are you doing? I have a beautiful list, and let's do this properly. Let's talk about this quickly, and then we'll go back and hit each moon, and I can tell you what you would need to give up, what you might need to gift, and then you get to decide what you want to manifest. That last part is you. Choose your own adventure, guys. So our moon cycles for the year of 2025 are as follows. January 13th, we have the full moon in Cancer. On February 12th, we have the full moon in Leo. On March, we have the full moon and a lunar eclipse in Virgo, and that's March 13th that's going to be happening. A full moon in Virgo and a lunar eclipse. Now, eclipses change things. We'll talk about that in a different video, but that combo, it's giving combo, will definitely affect you to a certain degree. April 12th, we have a full moon in Libra. May 12th, we have a full moon in Scorpio. June 11th, we have a full moon in Sagittarius. And July, hold on guys, let me get my lights here. Full moon in Sagittarius. July 10th, it looks like we have a full moon in Capricorn. And then we have a full moon in Aquarius. Let me see if I wrote this here. Yes, okay. So July 10th, full moon in Capricorn. I'm missing one, guys. July 10th, full moon in Capricorn. In August, we have a full moon in Aquarius. Trying to see if I got the date on here. In August, we'll have a full moon in Aquarius. I will connect the date below. I think I miswrote that. September 7th, we'll have a full moon and a lunar eclipse. That is happening in Pisces. October 6th, full moon in Aries. November 5th, full moon in Taurus. And that concludes that. Okay, guys. That concludes that. So, we'll go down the line and we'll do a quick talk about what to expect regarding those full moons specifically. So, we did Cancer, February. We'll spend about a minute on each one of these guys. February 12th, full moon in Leo. So, February 12th. So, that's around Valentine's Day, which is interesting, because Leo rules fifth house energy, romance, friendship, all that stuff. And that's right around Valentine's Day. So if you would like to manifest love, here's what you give up. Leo, I'm channeling Narcissus. Leo ruled with being quite obsessed with themselves, quite navel-gazing at times, self-centered. That if you want to learn how to be selfish, talk to a Leo, they'll do it for you. But also very loving too. Leo's very loving. They love family and all the rest of it. Here's what you would give up if you are dealing with that full moon, February 12th. You would give up navel-gazing and narcissism. We all have a form of it to a certain degree where we can be very self-absorbed. You would go out of your way for 30 days to specifically not engage in kind of lower vibration selfishness, okay, to whatever degree. Then what you would gift is a magnanimous gift, because that's something Leos are renowned for. So what you would gift is, like, maybe you would pay for someone's dinner. That's a Leo move. Or maybe you would spend some quality time and have plan a great fun family memory or something like that, or plan a fun date, specifically because it's Valentine's Day. So give what the fifth house has to offer in spades, which is joy and fun and romance and memories and creativity. Spend some time with your kids, maybe. Make a concerted effort for 30 days to spend quality, fun, happy, creative time, which is very Leo energy, with your kiddos, right? And then give up being extra selfish or douchey. It can be a Leo thing when not well aspected or not evolved to a certain degree. And then manifest what you want to manifest. So whether it is romance or whether it's connection or whatever, you're the one who gets to fill in the blank on the manifestation. And that's how you will have your trifecta for maximizing your moon energy when that full moon is in Leo. All right, so on February 12th. So on March, that lunar eclipse on the 13th, and then Virgo. See, the thing about eclipses is they change things within 6 months very, very drastically. So be thinking about what might need to shift. So let's say you want to call in some body modifications. Well, let's say you're very interested in investing in looks maxing, whatever you want to do. That's something to be thinking about, journaling about, and working on when that lunar eclipse and that moon comes through. And working on is the operative word, because that moon is in Virgo, and Virgo is all associated with work. But also Virgo is associated with being quite persnickety and critical. So the thing to sacrifice with a full moon in Virgo is that internal critic or that external critic, right? So give up for a month criticizing everything and everyone. And then gift service, because that's what Virgo operates out of. So gift service, but happily, because Virgo has a way of gifting begrudgingly and then complaining about it because they didn't set clear boundaries. And I know my Earth Angel Collective is setting clear boundaries. So when you're working with that full moon energy for manifestation, give happily. Go like volunteer at a soup kitchen, or literally walk up to a homeless person and really give them like $5 and mean it and not be feeling no ways about it. Or gift somebody alone instead of alone. Just gift them the money and be like, it's okay, I don't need it back. Whatever, but that would be, or gift time and acts of service specifically. That would be you honoring that beautiful Virgo energy in the sacrificial gifting way, but also in restricting the lower vibrational communicate. Okay? So that's what you would do for the Virgo. And then also know that if you want something to go away, it will. Or if you want something to no longer be at play, that can happen too with that lunar eclipse. But I'll do a separate video for the lunar eclipse so we can explore that more for you. April 12th, full moon in Libra. Libra in the positive is Venusian and diplomatic. In the negative, they can be self-righteous and they can be indecisive. So what you would give up sacrificially with that full moon in Libra in April would be indecision. Stick to a decision and do it. Even if it doesn't feel comfortable, even if you don't understand, even if you want to second guess it, stick to the first plan. That's what you would give up, is the luxury to kind of like do the backseas, wishy-washy, mamby-pamby thing, milquetoast thing Libra does when it's not evolved properly. Then give beauty. Give face. I give face, beauty face. Live in that Venusian energy. Commit yourself for 30 days to purposely take care of yourself. Self-care, be beautiful, utilize your aesthetics, but also do it sweetly. Literally what I would say is be very demure, very mindful, and then also do double duty by making a decision and sticking to it. And then focus on what you want to manifest. Moving on, with the full moon in May being in Scorpio on May 12th, you want to give up, sacrificially give up power plays, the need for control in May, which is interesting because that's a Taurus month. Taurus and Scorpio opposite ends, and they both are fixed signs that are powerful, formidable signs as well. So there's something here about opposition in that month. Facing your opposition, knowing when to pick your battles, specifically give up fighting every fight in that full moon cycle. Give that up purposely, power plays and manipulation. Pay back debts during that time, because Scorpio rules other people's money, so you'll be blessed with that. What you can give that Scorpio does is deep psychic inventory. That would be a really good time to commit to journaling your dreams every day, or whatever you're dealing with on a day-to-day basis. I would journal that, and I would gift that as like, I will commit to this, because you'll get beautiful insights and feedback that come to you about what you need to do to evolve and grow. And that's what Scorpio can gift you. And then focus on your manifestation, and then it will explode. The trifecta will be complete. The next thing is June, Sagittarius energy. Sagittarius can be impulsive when we're in a negative aspect, so be measured with your thoughts and your decisions. Gift that to yourself, or give that up. Give up impetuous onto the next kind of boredom. Maybe stick with something. So maybe that would be a great time to like do something like Rosetta Stone, especially because Sagittarius rules philosophy and exploration and professorial energy. So maybe learn a class, like literally commit to sacrificially show up to learn a new skill, whatever that may be in that month. And then also give up the impetuous boredom, kind of cavalier attitude energy. Like be purposely connected and not so quick to flee or run, because Sagittarius in a low vibration definitely can be a runner. Also deal with things when they happen. Sagittarius energy, when not healthy, can bury their head in the sand like an ostrich. We all can, trust me, I have. But Sagittarius is very renowned for that, like not seeing what the problem is and fixing it. So address things. Like let's say you see like a scratch on your wall, like literally take taking the moment and that time to like quickly sand it and repaint it instead of letting it go for a year or something like that. You know what I mean? That's what I'm channeling here for you. So it can be simple things that you make yourself do during that 30 days that will be the act of sacrificial giving, and that will nullify the negative energy of the other side of Sagittarius living, which will then focus on the manifestation that you want to bring in. Okay, so that would be an example for that. Capricorn, when that full moon in July happens in Capricorn, what you want to give up is maybe controlling everything, because that Capricorn in its lowest vibration can be very controlled and fixated on money. Maybe you can sacrificially make yourself invest into things that are leisure, that are not just about your bottom line or workaholism to any degree. Okay, so maybe you can really make yourself like kind of focus for a little bit on more than just money and acquisition and the rest of it. Capricorn is fantastic at familial commitment. So maybe that's a time to focus on whatever family means to you. Let's say you have no family, right? But you can spend time during that month reflecting on the positive memories of the family members maybe you did have at a time. Then focus on your manifestation, and that will bring that in for you. Also, one of the things to manifest during that time, specifically with it being Capricorn, is definitely around maybe power in your workplace or prominence in whatever communities you belong into, because Capricorn deals with those levels of a slow but steady ascent, like the mountain goat, its avatar, as the animalistic avatar, to the heights you want to be at. Okay, sure-footed Capricorn. All right, so August, Aquarius. This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. Definitely lean into your eccentricity as your sacrificial gifting. So think outside of the box. Be happy to share that with people. Sagittarius can be aloof and cool and removed. So purposely ground yourself in your emotions. That's what you would be sacrificially giving up, not gifting, but that you would be actually working on. So instead of just being like removed and cool, which is natural for Sagittarius, when that full moon cycle is happening, really focus on grounding your energy and being present for your relationships, because that is not something Sagittarius does when it's in a lower vibration. Add in your manifestation and boom, we have explosion. Good time to brainstorm. If you're filing for a patent, that's a good time to be manifesting something like that, because Aquarius rules those kind of pursuits. All right, so we just did Aquarius. Now let's do September, and that is the lunar eclipse, but we have the full moon and lunar eclipse. What was that? Aquarius, so Pisces. All right, escapism. That's what you would want to focus on giving up, is escapism or self-medication. Piscean energy in a lower vibration can be given to or prone to drug use, drug abuse, anything of that nature. So you want to give up that energy specifically, if that's something you're prone to. So I don't care if it's sexual, gambling, shopping, food, love, whatever you're the addict of, happily and willingly give that up sacrificially. Because what's going to happen is what you pull back into you is going to be a lot of clarity, because Piscean energy can traffic in Neptunian energy, and that is, it can really have you distorted. Also, what I would give is the ability to be in an artistic state. So this would be a great time to really journal what you want and to think as lavishly as you want, because Piscean energy rules that dream-esque energy, and then manifest. So something beyond your wildest dreams would be something I would focus on manifesting during that time frame. But give up self-medicating and Neptunian illusory disillusion kind of spaces. Like, let's say you've been seeing someone and it's not going well, but you've known it's not going well, and you need to pivot during that time with that full moon. What that gift will get you is the ability to see clearly. So instead of lying to yourself about it, just speaking to the truth directly, because Piscean energy would not normally do that when not in a healthy or higher aspected situation. All right. So, on October 6th, at full moon in Aries, we want to be conquistadors, right? That's what I just heard. So, conquistadors. Practice selflessness and not going first. Aries is renowned for going first. So that's what I would give up. The need to be first, putting yourself first, being kind of in self, it's a fire sign like Leo, so it's selfish. That's just like fire sign stings. We love us. And so, but we love other people too. We really do. And loyally as well. But we love us when we're not on a higher vibration. Or if we are on a higher vibration. I don't know. It's a little bit of both. But with Aries specifically, they love them and they're first. Okay? So give up needing to be right and never argued with, because Aries is renowned for that. They are literally ruled by Mars, the god of war, so they're prone for that. I would give up fighting or arguing in that month. That would be what I would give up. What I would do that they do well is I would innovate or begin a new thing, because they're very good at beginning new things and taking them into fruition. Add in your manifestation. Boom, we have explosion of energy. All right, so full moon in Taurus, November 5th, luxury. Change things up. That's what you need to give up, actually, is comfort. If that's your sacrificial gift, is to give up comfort. Okay? So, you want to give up comfort. And what that means specifically is whatever comfort zone you're in, think about it, and then work on actually doing the thing that might be harder or more uncomfortable. That will actually strengthen your spirit and your character. And then what you would give is something really lovely, maybe to somebody, or a beautiful sensual experience. If it's your lover, you would give them a really beautiful sensual massage, or you would make a beautiful meal for someone, or you would have a dinner party. These things are things that you could do for other people, where you could bring pleasure and luxury, which is very Taurus energy. Then add in your manifestation, give up the energy of comfort zones, and then boom, voila, we are manifesting at a top-notch rate. For the full moon in Gemini in December 4th. 4th is about work and action too. Stability and definitely being balanced. December 4th, that full moon in Gemini. Give up gossip. Give up gossip. XOXO. Give up gossip. Gossip girl. Give up slander. Give up chatting on the phone too long with your favorite auntie, or whatever is your little vice around that. Give that up. Give that up, and instead give mental acuity. Give a surety. Give a witty comment. Gemini energy is really creative and innovative. Maybe work on communicating to someone something. That's what you can give. Something that you might not have communicated. But with that Geminian energy, you can tap into something that's going to be really easy for you to communicate. But give up the toxic form of communication, because that's Gemini in the lower vibration, right? And then add in your manifestation. With that 4th day, this could be stuff around work. Maybe that you have a growing and increasing great reputation. Or maybe that word of mouth is spreading for you, and the people are soliciting you or hiring you or seeking you out to do these projects, or whatever the case may be. So that's what you would manifest with that energy. And if any of these moon signs fall in your actual, like this is your moon sign, not just that it happens to be, because at some point in the year it's going to fall in your moon sign, not just that it happens to be, that you're in the month, but it's actually the month that is your moon sign. Even more so would I put 20 on 10 on top of that energy. And that about finishes us off, guys. So that's what you need to know about how to maximize your moon manifestations. You need to be able to get into that so that you can have the best year you can have. Because if every year you are giving up something, essentially, and fasting works too here for this. It's a fantastic principle. You should do it when you feel ready to do it, if you feel healthy enough to do it as well. I'm going to go through too and talk about the birthstone that is associated with the moon, with the month, so that way you can fortify your work as well. So for January, we have garnet, and it's believed to really keep whomever safe, and it is associated with red. Its root chakra, powerfully energizing and revitalizing. It also purifies and invites love and devotion. So in this Cancerian energy where we're dealing with wanting to have more stoic emotion, what you would do is definitely get a piece of garnet or find a garnet card. Some of you guys have crystal decks. You can pull out the garnet card. You can find a screenshot. You don't have to purchase anything, guys, to have this energy of that work with you in your life. For February, it's amethyst, and it used to only be available to royalty. We're wearing purple tonight, and it guards against intoxication. Which is interesting because that's in a Pisces month where I said they deal with addiction and outsourcing or medicating, self-medicating. And what you do with this strong healing energy, it really has a calming vibration and for inner strength, and it offers spiritual protection as well. I mean, you can use these stones at any time, but for March, it's aquamarine, and it has to do with water and also being able to cure heart, liver, and stomach ailments, allegedly, y'all. That's all take with a grain of salt. It also helps with anger release, stress reduction, and courage to take what life throws at you. April is a diamond. Everlasting love, also believed to instill courage. And it's worn for prestige and also for love. As we know, we see that with all of our diamonds are forever. It's also a natural amplifier of physical and spiritual energies, and it never needs recharging. That's a fun fact about diamonds. Also, May is emerald. May is Taurus, which makes perfect sense to me. I was working earlier with a malachite rhinoceros, and that makes me think of May energy and Taurus energy very specifically, okay? So malachite is a fantastic stone as well for increasing and working and grounding with prosperity. June, with the emerald, you are dealing with growth and patience. It also helps to release the negative energy and opens your heart to love and the power of inner strength. For June, it's the pearl, and it's a traditional symbol of purity and inner wisdom. And it's not a true crystal, but it's worn to magnify loyalty, truth, and sincerity. So in June, for Geminian energy, which I think is so funny, sincerity because communication, and if it goes the opposite way, it could be gossip and slander. If it goes the other way, it can be edification, upliftment, and affirmation. For July, it's ruby red, and this has to do with love and passion. Also grounding root chakra energy too. This stone is a glorious color and promotes energy, sensuality, and vitality. For August, it's peridot, and that has to deal with strength and energy. It also helps usher in prosperity and peace. September is sapphire, and it is a symbol of purity and wisdom, and it also deals with calming energy, and it works to strengthen the belief in yourself and foster self-esteem. October is opal, and this deals with faithfulness and confidence. This stone also encourages creativity and emits a protective aura. November is topaz, and this is love and affection. This promotes honesty, inner wisdom, and openness. And December is turquoise, and it's believed to bring luck and good fortune. This healing stone heightens your spiritual attunement and promotes clear communication. So that's just a quick overview too about what you can do regarding your moon fortification of your manifestations. So grab one of those crystals or put it on your screensaver or whatever you want to do. And once you do that, what's going to happen is, oh, my hair is driving me crazy today, guys. Once you do that, what's going to happen is that you are going to be seeing an accelerated rate of manifestation, okay? But here's the thing about it. It's only rewarded if you're disciplined. And that's the funny thing about those manifestations. There are some months where I've had success and I've hit, 3 in a row, and then I've missed like 2, right? So you do what you do and find out where your level of commitment to this is. But I will tell you, every single time I actually did what needed to be done with that trifecta that we talked about, I blew it out of the water. The manifestations came in effortlessly and beautifully, and also taught me a level of resiliency. There's something to be said about giving up something, about fasting, about saying no, about restricting your primal urges to do the opposite. Like in this month when I just wanted to be in the pity party, my angel said, pity who? Pity what? It's a full moon in Cancer. That's exactly what the ops, whomever they may be, whatever principalities, whatever spiritual warfare we're in, whatever haters we got, want to see. Meaning they would never see, they would never know what's going on here in my home or energetically. I just heard remote viewing. So maybe some people are doing that. Maybe some of y'all need to really get some of these cleansing crystals I talked about in some of these videos. Tourmaline. I'm very attracted right now to this huge ball of black obsidian. I'm just going to hold this up here for right now because apparently there are people here. So what I'm saying to you guys is this. that's exactly what the powers that be or the other forces at play would have loved to see, was for me to just not make the work that I did, or to not communicate with the clients that I did, or to not speak to you the way that I have. And so I did the opposite with that's the magic of astrology and all of the zodiac stuff that everybody thinks is woo. It's truly a roadmap. And because I knew that, I said, well, all I want to do is none of those things. I don't want to self-care. I don't want to take care of myself. I don't want to do any of that. And so I did all of that, like hard, like the most, like so good. Like I'm proud of what I accomplished, because I really just wanted to spend the day not doing it. So they said, tap into that and pay attention and reflect back to this video when you need to. So one of you beautiful earth angels, please timestamp it for me. I'm busy, but I love you. Thank you. I love you guys. Timestamp the places where I talk about each sign and what you need to do, and figure that out however you want to, and I will super appreciate you. But you need to take time to manifest these things, to watch your dreams come true and accelerate it. It's not just this nebulous, meandering thing to manifest. There are actionable steps that we take to wrangle in the energy and the thing. And a little sacrificial giving never hurt anybody. That's the work we need to put in. And that's what makes us different than everyone else, friends, is that we're putting in the work again and again. And then we get outcomes that we expect because we took the time to manifest and protect. So good sharing energy with you. Drop down your magic wands below and some moons, and let's go. Come back and join me next time, guys. We'll continue to evolve together.